You may have heard in sports the old adage that the best ability is availability. Well, sometimes that's not just referring to your health or your ability to not get injured or your pain tolerance or your ability to play through even an injury to a certain extent. No, sometimes that's being available to do different things for your team, also referred to as versatility. And versatility is what we're going to be talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, I'm Blaine Gilmer. Welcome in to the best SEC entity on the internet, SEC Unfiltered. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about who I believe is the most versatile offensive weapon in all of the SEC in 2024, none other than Dillon Bell for the Georgia Bulldogs. Dillon Bell came in to the University of Georgia as a freshman with not a bunch of fanfare in 2022 and just proceeded to kind of catch people's eye early. Had some guys down for different situations, some injuries out wide to Adonai Mitchell or AD Mitchell back when he was still with the Georgia Bulldogs in that 2022 season. And Stetson Bennett started to kind of pepper the ball Dillon Bell's way a little bit. He finished with 20 receptions as a freshman, so earned the trust of his coaching staff, of his teammates as a freshman. And then coming into his sophomore year, you thought, well, he's going to take that next step there as a receiver. But as luck would have it, there was some issues there with his team in terms of the health of the running back room. You had Branson Robinson go down just shortly before the season with a patella tendon injury with his knee. Of course, Andrew Paul was coming back off an ACL, so didn't know what he was going to be like. Kendall Milton was banged up. Dacian Edwards was banged up. So it was really going to rely on the returning Andrew Paul and then a freshman out of California in Roderick Robinson, big freshman running back, but still a freshman, and then also walk on Cash Jones. So when it came down to it, you were kind of like, okay, what's this running back room going to look like for Georgia? Well, insert Dillon Bell. And in the first few games there, he was able to be a reliable piece at running back for Georgia and really helped. And it wasn't just a gimmick. It wasn't just like, hey, he's a good athlete, so we're going to put him in there and hand him the ball and he'll be able to do that. No, Dillon Bell spent time down there learning blitz pickup and learning the different protections, being able to catch the ball in the backfield, and also learn the running schemes as well. And, ended up carrying the ball 25 times on the year, had 2 rushing touchdowns. And like I said, at different times would stonewall people on blitz pickup. 6'1", 210 pounds. It became apparent that if Dillon Bell devoted all of his time to running back before Trevor Etienne transferred into Georgia in this offseason, you could say that there was a easy debate to say that Dillon Bell could still be the best running back on the roster. He's that kind of a talent in terms of his start-stop ability, his acceleration with the ball in his hands. Very, very good. But it wasn't just that he did for Georgia in 2023. No, Dillon Bell went on and had quite the year receiving as well. But guys, in terms of ability and being able to do different things, we do want to tell you real quick before we go to the receiving side and also the kick return side for Dillon Bell that you can do different things in terms of placing your bets with MyBookie, guys. MyBookie.ag is where you need to go today and use the promo code SECU if you want to pack a little extra punch in terms of your bet, in terms of the wager that you're trying to place. You can bet on anything, guys, but what we're going to focus on here with the last couple of weeks of February as we record this on February 18th, you're going to focus on March Madness coming up. So go ahead, get over there to mybookie.ag, use that promo code SECU and get your practice in, fill things out, who's hot, who's not, prop bets, spread, money line, all that kind of stuff, and kind of get your groove going before March Madness comes around, because everybody will be wanting to put a little action on it then. mybookie.ag, promo code SECU. Now, guys, we need to get to that offensive side in terms of the wide receiving side of things for Dillon Bell. And he had 29 catches on the year, so 20 as a freshman, 29 as a sophomore. Really showed some tremendous ability to make plays in tight windows to make back shoulder throws, to make some plays after the catch. He had a huge game against Tennessee, even threw a touchdown pass in that game. And then against Florida State, also tremendous, had some tremendous plays in that Florida State game as well. Dillon Bell doesn't get talked about enough with Dominic Lovett, with Ra Thomas, with Colby Young, with London Humphreys, with all the tight ends that Georgia has, Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky, Pierce Spurlin. You don't hear a whole lot about old 86 Dillon Bell, but guess what? He can be, at times when you need him to be, he can be wide receiver 1 for Georgia. And when you need him to be, he could be running back 1 for Georgia at different times and in different ways. I'm telling you, he is a talented player, and he's 6'1", 210 pounds. He could easily, in my opinion, play at 215, maybe even 220. He's that put together and can carry weight well and runs extremely well. He's a physical guy. Physical when he catches the ball at receiver, physical when he's running the football, physical when he's able to get in there and do pass protection and blitz pickup and things of that nature. So I think by far and away, Dillon Bell is your most versatile player in the SEC on offense as a weapon in 2024, not because of those things, but also you can put him back at kick return. He averaged nearly 40 yards a return on kickoff return this year for Georgia on his 7 kickoff returns. So, like I said, he can do so many things for his team. He can play special teams as well in terms of covering kicks, covering punts. He's just an all-around really good football player. Of course, we probably should have saw this coming as he was a Wildcat quarterback, in his high school program early on, did some different things there for a private school in the small classification in Texas. And that's why he kind of went without that fanfare. But I know people are going to point and say, well, what about Luther Burden? He can do everything and line up everywhere. Yeah, but he would never be the team's true running back in terms of pass protection, blitz pickup, all that kind of stuff. Dillon Bell can. Same thing with Kendrick Law and Emmanuel Henderson over there for Alabama. Yes, they can do different things, but none of them could claim to legitimately be RB1, wide receiver 1 at different points in time with the way they're going. And maybe overall, guys, outside of Carson Beck, Dillon Bell may be the best player in terms of the ability to do everything on Georgia's offense. It's going to be a really, really big year for him in terms of just key moments, guys. It's not going to be a deal where his numbers are going to get racked up, but there's going to be key moments in different times where you're going to see Dillon Bell be very, very productive for the Georgia Bulldogs. Guys, please let us know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like I said, make sure that you're paying attention right here to the best entity on the internet when it comes to SEC sports, the best SEC entity on the internet, SEC Unfiltered. You can follow me using @BGilmer18. You can follow us on all socials using SEC Unfiltered, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time. God bless you, and we'll talk to you on more about the Georgia Bulldogs, more about SEC football right here on SEC Unfiltered.